Gabby Pepito story. Pepito, whatever the hell how you say her last name, is so confusing. It's just. And I actually agree with Joy Reid on this one. I agree, and I can't believe I said it because I don't think I ever agreed with Joy Reid on this channel before. So let's talk about it. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click that subscribe and click that bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Please give me a big thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, y'all. It's free. Please share this video. It really does help my channel. Leave me a comment below like you always do. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell button as well. Let's watch the video together, and I'll come back with some more.
The way this story has captivated the nation has many wondering, why not the same media attention when people of color go missing? Well, the answer actually has a name: missing white woman syndrome, the term coined by the late and great Gwen Ifill to describe the media and public fascination with missing white women like Laci Peterson or Natalie Holloway, while ignoring cases involving missing people of color. Joining me now is Derica Wilson, co-founder and CEO of the Black and Missing Foundation, and Lynette Gray Bull, founder of Not Our Native Daughters, an organization created for the awareness of the missing, exploited, and murdered Indigenous women and children. Thank you both for being here. You know, I bring up this point because there's a case that's so similar. A journalist friend of mine, Derica, sent me this story about a young, about some other people that are missing. There's one guy whose name is Daniel Robinson. Daniel Robinson is a young black man. He's only 24 years old, 5'8", 165, black hair, brown eyes. That's his description. His dad has hired a private investigator to find him. He's missing part of an arm. He was last seen driving away from his job site in the Buckeye, Arizona desert on June 23rd. And his case struck me because it's very similar. He's missing in the same part of the world. It's a case that it has all of that same kind of sizzle, the sort of mystery of it. This young man who just goes missing. I never heard of it until this friend of mine sent it to me. And I guess that's the issue, isn't it?
It is definitely the issue, and we have been sounding the alarm for nearly 14 years because of this. When it comes to missing persons of color, men, women, and children, our cases are not taken seriously, and no one is looking for us if we were to go missing.
So missing white woman syndrome, that's interesting. That's a new phrase to me, but it's actually a phrase that actually exists, and it is a term used by social scientists and media commentators to refer to the alleged disproportionate media coverage, especially in television, of missing person cases involving young, white, upper middle class women or girls compared to the relative lack of attention towards missing women who are not white, women of lower social classes, and missing men or boys. The term was coined in the context of missing person cases. It is sometimes used of coverage of other violent crimes. The phenomenon has been highlighted in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and South Africa, and as Joy mentioned, the news anchor Gwen Ifill, widely considered the originator of the phrase. And so Charlton McElwain defined the syndrome as white women occupying a privileged role as violent crime victims in the news media reporting, and concludes that missing white woman syndrome functions as a type of racial hierarchy in the cultural imagery of the West. Now, you guys know me. I told you all I really don't want to talk about race anymore and stuff like that. Not because I don't believe in it, just because it's just too much. As someone that does this and reads what's going on in the news, I find out race is a thing that's been thrown at us when it should have been thrown at us years and years ago. So this just kind of makes me feel like the media is doing this for performative action. But I agree with Joy Reid in the sense that this story could have not been a story had the police officer actually, when they received the call of the boyfriend hitting the girl, and the girl actually hit the boy at one point as well. They both are mentally something wrong with them, mentally ill. The girl seems like she's very codependent. She's so attached. This situation could have been a whole different situation. The girl Gabby could have been alive today had the police officer took both of them into custody, both of them to jail. called their mother up or something, had the mama fly to wherever the hell they were at the moment, and everything would have been okay. Now, like I said, this story is just too much for me. I do agree that it is white woman syndrome. You know, I don't recall in school or even watching the news, because I was always watching Nancy Grace and HLN growing up. I've always known about the John Benet Ramsey, and then the Natalie Holloway, and I can't really recall any other white woman that got missing. But these big stories are normally about white women and white men. It's Scott Peterson's, and you know, it's just it's I never really heard of a black woman going missing and it being a big, huge outreach story. And me, from personal experience, and I know sometimes y'all probably say I'm ignorant and I talk about things that's relative to my personal experience in order for it to be true. And sometimes, you know, it comes off that way, but the police don't like people of color. They don't like black people. You know, they often just like to brush everything under the rug when it comes to someone that's poor, that's calling the police, as a person of color, that's black, because, you know, if you don't got the money, then you definitely aren't going to get the attention, the right attention that you need. Whereas people who are these highfalutin criminals who commit these crimes are often thrown under the rug. If you're rich and you're able to provide monetary value to the police department. So, look, this ain't my problem. My condolences to the mom, to the family. You know, the girl has been missing since September 11th. She actually sent a text on October 24th. 3 days later, she got an awkward message from the girl, and she haven't heard her from since. This story has gotten media attention because it was displayed on her social medias. And I told you guys, I do not look up to relationships, because on social media, it was like, everything is positive, everything is good. You know, they're influencers, and, you know, I only look up to what's going on in my life. I don't look up to nobody in their relationship. No Beyonce, no Jay-Z, no Remy Ma, no Papoose, no Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, none of them bitches, okay? So, my condolences to the family. Lastly, I just want to say the officer that was called to the scene when someone called because he saw the boy who's 23 hitting his girlfriend who's 24, slapping her in the face. The officer did mention or did imply that a lot of these cases that are domestic violences aren't really handled correctly in police departments, or at least the police department she work at. I don't think anything is handled correctly at police departments. Look, I have issues with the police department. Okay, you know, they're criminals. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do subscribe and click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. White woman syndrome. That's so interesting.